One of the biggest stars in country music made a stop in the hub city last week, and MCTV was there for the kickoff. Reporter Carly Banks has a special inside look at the Garth Brooks World Tour.
Human trafficking is an issue that many believe is a world away, but it's a problem happening everywhere. Find out how one campus group is attempting to bring awareness to this taboo subject.
And a controversial street preacher riled up the students outside the sub during a week-long tour stop. Reporter Nick Hay has the in-depth look on the man simply known as Brother Jed.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Brittni Clemons.
And I'm Nick Hay. After a 27-year absence, one of the most famous names in country music finally made his return to Lubbock.
That's right, Nick. Garth Brooks brought his world tour to town last Thursday and spent the next 4 days entertaining audience at the United Supermarkets Arena. Before it all started, reporter Carly Banks stopped by the kickoff press conference to get up close and personal with the legendary performer.
Garth Brooks has won Entertainer of the Year 5 times, is only behind the Beatles in overall record sales, and has just put on 5 nearly sold-out shows right here in Lubbock, Texas.
I got to tell you, man, it's just West Texas. It's where cowboys go to heaven. So it's fabulous to be back here.
And getting to do his world tour with his wife and fellow musician Trisha Yearwood makes Garth one happy man.
I think just being with Trisha, that's the fun part of it, because you don't have to, you're not missing anything. There's no guilt. And if any time the world starts to spin a little bit and you need what I call mom, you need that person that's in your corner, there she is, right there.
Yes.
And then if you spend any time with her, you're going to laugh your butt off the whole time, and she makes everything fun.
We do everything together. If we're not touring together, we're out hiking together on the farm. We go to the grocery store together. We kind of just do it all together because it's what we chose. We both been married before, and it didn't work to not be together. And so we really treasure our relationship. It's probably a blessing that we got together later, rather than when we were young and stupid, because we really do know how special it is. So we treasure it, and we just enjoy each other's company.
While taking a break from touring for 14 years, family was Garth's focus.
The greatest gift I ever received in my life was just to get to go home and raise my babies. Because of God and the people, we were financially set to go home and raise the kids. And I got to tell you, there's not a parent on this planet that wouldn't have made the same decision if you could financially do that. So it was very sweet. And but I'll be honest, when you said goodbye, you thought it was goodbye. Because this is a tough business. There's people that work in this business. They know. They've seen the faces come and go. And once you're gone, you don't get to come back.
Well, he did come back, and due to remarkable ticket sales, added 2 more shows in Lubbock, a place he says is like Disneyland to a country artist.
I got to tell you personally, for my sake, I'm extremely excited to be here. Just from I have the easiest gig on the planet anyway. Playing in Texas makes it 10 times easier. It's just, it's like...
You step off the plane, you take a breath of air, and okay, everything's good.
Yeah, this is like coming home.
In other news, the free speech area was a busy place on Friday as several groups spent their afternoon bringing awareness to some important issues. Starting at 10 a.m. from the group Students Ending Slavery held a Not For Sale event. The event featured students holding up signs to catch students' attention and give them more information about their group.
We are trying to provide awareness for human sex trafficking, and our goal is to provide education on it because we feel like a lot of people in the community don't even know that modern slaves exist today. And so our goal is to put out a booth and to show that people are not for sale.
Along with bringing awareness to human trafficking, Students Ending Slavery also used Friday's event to publicize the upcoming Running to Rescue event in May. That event features a 10K, 5K, and family fun run that benefits a local shelter for trafficked minors. For more information on the May event, visit runningtorescue.com.
Also on Friday, another group in the free speech area used a current hot topic to spur conversation about human rights. The Tech Gay Straight Alliance set up shop outside the sub to celebrate the annual Trans Day of Visibility. The annual observance is used to show support and bring attention to issues affecting the transgender community. This year, the currently debated topic of the transgender bathroom rights was the focus of the TTU GSA booth. TTU GSA hoped the attention to the issue would help bring greater awareness and understanding of the issue in the transgender community.
A lot of it is humanizing trans people, because you'll get people where they don't know that they know trans people, so then they have this image in their head of like, oh, this is what someone who's transgender looks like or acts like, and the whole visibility aspect is like, when you see people for who they are and you understand them more, then there's less of that hate and fear.
Trans Day Visibility is held each year on March 31st and is organized by the Trans Student Educational Resource Group.
Last week, the Texas Tech Animal Rights Coalition held a week-long set of events celebrating the first ever TTU Veg Week. Activities took place from Monday through Friday, informing students of the health and environmental benefits of a vegan and vegetarian lifestyle. Highlights of Veg Week including documentary screenings, free vegan food, and a special keynote lecture on Thursday afternoon. Along with the events, the group also set up an informational table in the free speech area throughout the week to help bring awareness to their cause.
People have generally been really nice and listening to us, and even some people showed up. We had a guest speaker yesterday, Renee King-Sonnen, and we had some people, students that aren't vegetarian or vegan, come out just because they saw us standing out here. And they had good questions. We had a good discussion after her talk, so I think it's really helpful, and it's been well received in my opinion.
2017 Veg Week was sponsored by the Hub City Veg Community and the Cross-Cultural Academic Advancement Center. Organizers hope to hold the second annual Veg Week next spring. For more information about the Tech Animal Rights Coalition, you can visit their Facebook page at ttuarc.com.
Tech's free speech area between the sub and the library is a great example of the First Amendment in action. And even though that the area is often occupied by an on-campus group just trying to get the word out about their organizations, the area can also be used as a space to bring light to controversy.
Last week was no exception, as an attention-seeking street preacher and his traveling companions made an annual stop by the Texas Tech campus, reminding students that freedom of speech goes both ways. I stopped by last week to find out more.
Ultimately, we're preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, calling the students to repentance, that is, they're to turn away from their sin and put their faith in Jesus Christ, his atoning death and resurrection. And we get people thinking. We want to make Christianity an issue on the campus, and we succeed in doing that.
Confrontational evangelism is not common today, but that is the focus of the College Ministry USA led by Brother Jed Smock. His team travels the country to spread their beliefs at scheduled visits on college campuses.
The problem with Texas Tech is most people are hoey and not holy.
There are many reactions to the multiple visits Brother Jed and his team made to the Tech campus. It is certain that they draw a crowd and create a conversation with their style of preaching, but not all believe it has a positive impact on the students that it reaches.
There are pros and cons to this. I think that he is obviously sort of creating a hate speech and a hateful rhetoric on campus, but also he's bringing people together from all different religions, all different walks of life, all ages, races, anything, and they're all coming together kind of with a mutual disgust for him.
Basically, what they're doing is coming out, they're presenting the worst of the word of Jesus, the wrath, the judgment, the anger that does not account for the fact that it's the anger and wrath and jealousy of a father. It's not the hatred of just some random stranger, and that this forgiveness is the important thing.
So stop calling yourself a Christian if you're living in sin.
Get conversation going, and then a lot of Christian groups on campus take advantage of the situation. They come out and work the outskirts of the crowd and start conversation with their students. And I've gotten reports that, they're talking about this in the classroom, some of the things we're saying. So that's encouraging to me.
Although some students disagree with the methods of the Campus Ministry USA, they come out to show alternative ways of spreading their beliefs, focusing more on positive reinforcement.
This belief that, Christ came and died for my sins, and I want to share the love with others, not the hate and not whatever he's preaching. God came and saved us all. He didn't come to just save the best of us. He came to save the sinners.
Street preaching may be antagonistic to some, but to others, they use it as an avenue to seek out more personal conversations with Brother Jed and his companions.
That's what this public preaching does. Through this crowd, if someone is really interesting about what we're saying, they'll come out and they'll have this, more quiet conversation, and those people who are really searching and wanting to know what we're all about, they'll come up and they'll ask us questions, and they'll find out, hey, these people are actually pretty normal.
We regularly get emails from former students that'll go something like this. Brother Jed, you visited our campus years ago. Sometimes they'll say decades ago. I argued with you. I cursed you. You really made me mad. You made me so angry, I started reading the Bible to try to prove you wrong. You were the turning point, Brother Jed. You were the one who got me thinking.
The Campus Ministry USA Tour continues next towards the University of Oklahoma, and the tech community can be sure to see Brother Jed here on campus next year for another confrontational conversation. For MCTV, I'm Nick Hay. On Saturday, April 1st included many April Fool's jokes across social media. Students checking their weather app that morning might have also thought Saturday's weather forecast was a prank.
Yeah, Nick, with the high temperature in the low 50s on both Saturday and Sunday, many Lubbock residents were caught off guard by the cloudy and cold conditions that stuck around throughout the day. Luckily, it looks like today has brought a complete turnaround in the weather. But how long will that last? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. The Memorial Circle Cam is showcasing bright, sunny skies. Temperatures have risen into the upper 70s and winds are relatively calm, making for a beautiful spring day. Tonight's low temperatures will fall into the low 50s, but for the most part, we should see a nice mild evening. Tomorrow, we'll see a few clouds return to the area along with windy conditions. The winds will keep things cool as high temperatures should only reach into the mid-60s. There's also a light chance of rain or thunderstorms late tomorrow afternoon. Overnight, the clouds will clear out, setting the stage for another cold evening. Low temps are expected in the upper 30s on Wednesday. Cooler temps will make for a chilly morning as students head to class. Luckily, sunny skies will return, but temperatures will only climb into the low 60s. Windy conditions will continue on Wednesday, leading to another cold night. On Thursday, we'll finally see the beginning of a rebound in temperatures. With a high predicted in the lower 70s, skies will again be sunny, but the windy conditions are out of the forecast throughout the day. Overnight, lows will also be warmer, with temperatures expected in the mid-40s. Looking ahead, warmer temperatures should stick around throughout the weekend. The Red Raider baseball took their 10-game winning streak on the road as they headed north for the weekend, but will their luck continue?
MCTV's Julia Zakrzewski joins us in studio with a look at this past weekend's series and everything else happening in TTU athletics and sports. Julia?
Thanks, Brittni and Nick. Texas Tech baseball headed to Norman this weekend to face off against number 15 Oklahoma. The Red Raiders came up short Friday with a 6-2 final. Sophomore outfielder Cody Fairhart and senior infielder Hunter Hargrove completed the 2 runs in the first and 9th inning. Momentum swayed at L. Dale Mitchell Park on Saturday when Tech outscored OU 9-4. Stephen Gentry had yet another shutout inning, allowing only 4 hits and 1 walk, with a season-high 10 strikeouts, elevating his season strikeout total to 54. Stephen Gentry advanced to tie for the NCAA lead in victories for the 2017 season at 6-0. The Red Raiders finished out the weekend with their first conference series loss after the Sooners finished the 9th inning with a walk-off home run. The final was a close defeat of 5-4. Tech will head to New Mexico State for a midweek game against the Aggies on Tuesday at Presley Oxu Field. The Lady Raiders softball team faced the Baylor Bears this weekend at their home field. This series marked the 3rd weekend in 4 weeks weather has played a factor for the Red Raiders. The doubleheader Friday ended with their first conference loss with final scores of 5-1 and 6-3. Despite the losses, head coach Adrienne Gregory was proud of her team's representation of the Scarlet and Black. Coach Gregory said that the girls battled and competed every single inning. Tech heads back home this week to take on Abilene Christian University on Wednesday before facing off against Kansas this weekend. First pitch for Wednesday's game is scheduled for 6 p.m. at Rocky Johnson Field. The NFL draft is growing closer, and the Red Raiders have several prospects eager to display their hard work and talents. Tech hosted Pro Day on Friday morning at the Jones. The National Football League compiled 28 different team scouts to see what the players had to offer. Players including Patrick Mahomes, Malik Jenkins, Devin Lauderdale, Paul Banks III, and several other players displayed their abilities in both the weight rooms and on the field. The players have prepared hard and are ready to hear their names called April 27th through the 29th at the NFL Draft in Philadelphia. Football was fueled up yet again this weekend in their annual spring scrimmage at the Dallas Cowboys indoor facility, the Star at Frisco, on Saturday. Offense evened up the spring series win with a 49-31 victory over the defense. Nick Shimanek was on fire, completing 26 of 33 passes, compiled for 273 yards with 3 touchdown passes. Although many players shined bright throughout the scrimmage, Tech's fearless Dream Kids duo of Brandon and Andrew joined the Red Raiders to complete touchdown runs of a lifetime. The spring series will end this weekend at the Jones on Saturday night at 7 p.m. This winner-take-all game will be followed by an autograph session with both coaches and players. On Sunday, Tech football linked up with country music singer Garth Brooks' Youth Foundation Teammates for Kids to host a youth camp at the Jones. The camp consisted of around 70 local athletes learning football skills and promoting the importance of leadership and good character. Tech closed out another great weekend in all things sports and is ready to gear up again this week. Back to you, Nick.
Thanks, Julia. A musical performance, entrepreneurship education, and a service opportunity are all options for you here on campus this week. Let's take a look at the MCTV events calendar. Tonight, Professor Roger Landis and the School of Music present the Balkan Ensemble concert at the Hemley Recital Hall. Students in the ensemble will be performing various works that highlight the musical styles found in the countries of Bulgaria, Greece, Macedonia, Romania, and Turkey. The performance will also feature original compositions and improvisation based on Balkan musical traditions. Tonight's concert starts at 8 p.m. and it's free and open to the public.
If the idea of owning your own business sounds like a great idea, but you have no idea how to make it happen, the TTU Small Business Development Center is here to help. Starting on Tuesday, the SBDC is hosting the first of 4 sessions aimed at helping students learn how to create their own company. The first 2 units will take place on Tuesday and Thursday, with the session entitled Basic to Start Your Own Business and Marketing Business Plan and Networking. The final 2 sessions take place next week on Tuesday, April 11th and Thursday, April 13th. The cost for all 4 sessions is $49, but if you are one of the first 10 participants, the cost is only $4 for all 4 units. For more information and to register for the sessions, visit ttusbdc.org.
And on Wednesday, take 6 minutes out of your schedule to stop and make a toy for a pet in need. The Tech Activities Board is hosting the next edition of their 6 Minutes of Service opportunities with 6 Minutes of Service, Morris Safe House Dog Toy Making. Students who stop by the free speech area between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. will have the chance to meet a few dogs from the shelter as well as make a toy that will be distributed at the Morris Safe House this upcoming weekend. Wednesday's 6 Minutes of Service opportunity is open to all students. So Brittni, are you planning to stop and make some toys for the dogs?
Yeah, I think I may stop by.
That's excellent. That's all for today's edition of MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check out ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.